Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
So, two comedians decided to do two things, and neither one of them were funny. Welcome to BGP. We're going to talk about Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. So around 2013, 2014, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears came up with some skits. So Tiffany decided that she would find the minor children to participate in said skit. These children came from a girlfriend of hers that she had met on the comedy circuit. These children were 7 and 14 years old at the time. These children called her auntie. They were under the impression that they were going to do some skits for Nickelodeon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But when they got there, the 14-year-old girl was asked to simulate fellatio. Tiffany actually showed her how to do it and how to make the sounds. The little boy was commissioned to sexually exploit himself. I guess I can say it like that, right? Mm-hmm. If you saw the video of the little boy, it's very terrible. Before I go any further, ladies, we've all seen it. We've all heard the story. We know that they're getting backlash right now. Adrianne, your first thoughts?
Let me just be honest. I have not seen it. I couldn't watch it. But just a little bit that was shared with me, it was done in such poor taste. She should be ashamed. And for thinking of just all the whole R. Kelly thing when we've been watching that, and then for this to come out and for people to now, we need to look at it just the same way. It is distasteful. Yeah. It's sexual assault. Yeah. And they should both be ashamed of themselves and be, it's ridiculous.
Ms. Williams?
Oh, I was disgusted because I watched the videos and there was nothing funny about it. Definitely not Nickelodeon material. Mm-hmm. Right. And she couldn't be my friend because if I'm trusting you with my kids, because I'm probably thinking once you said Nickelodeon skit, I'm thinking, oh, my kid's going to be on Nickelodeon, Mm-hmm. And so if I'm entrusting my kids with you and I find out later on that this is what was done without me being present, bitch, we got to fight. We got to fight because you're causing unnecessary trauma on my children. You are. And there's nothing funny about it. There's no jokes about it. There's no kiki ha ha. There was nothing funny about it. It was disgusting. Like my hand was over my mouth the whole time while I'm watching. Like it can't get worse. Oh, it is getting worse. So I that was my first thoughts about it.
Well, just like everybody has pointed out, there was nothing funny about it. The title of the video with the little boy in it was called Through a Pedophile's Eyes. Like Adrianne said, with the R. Kelly, Bill Cosby situation, why they would even think to come up with something like that.
Exactly.
I have a son, and I watched the whole thing. And it was very disgusting. The little boy was laying down on his back with his legs open, showing his genitals. He was backwards in his underwear, and Aries had this newspaper with the eyes cut out. So when you look at the little boy, it looks like his booty was clapping. He had a train, and he was simulating masturbation. It was just a horrible thing. It was nothing funny about it. I think he got in the bathtub with the little boy. But the cold thing about it was Tiffany kept bringing the little boy over here. And maybe there was a message there. Maybe they were trying to say, be careful who you leave your children with, but it was not executed in that manner. It should have never happened. And I think about the mental welfare, well-being of those two children.
Exactly.
So they were seeking damages for the past, the present, and their future because now these videos are leaked.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a horrible situation. I know that Aries Spears has a son, but I want to talk about Tiffany Haddish because Tiffany Haddish had a very hard childhood.
Right.
At one point in time, she was in foster care.
Yes.
So she knows the ins and outs of foster care. She knows the children that are in foster care. I think at 17 that she somewhere said that she was sexually violated. So I guess some women don't have maternal instincts to the point where she didn't think anything wrong.
Right.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything was wrong about that.
Right.
I'm trying to give her
The benefit of the doubt, right?
an excuse here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think what happens is a lot of people that have been traumatized, especially with sexual assault as a kid, sometimes it's made light of. As they get older, they don't see it as a seriousness.
As a normal person.
Yeah, exactly. Like we looked at it and we were like, I mean, what you guys have shared. And it's like, why would you even think that would be something that you could play with?
Right.
So for her, and I'm not making excuses for the girl, but maybe her trauma made her make light of this situation. Because every way you look at that, it's certain stuff, you just don't cross the line. They crossed the line. Like they crossed way over the line. And now you got these kids here that's probably going to be traumatized as well. You know what I mean?
So would you say when people process certain traumas that happen to them, if they haven't healed, that they may think that this is just normal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody goes through this.
Yes.
This happens to everybody.
Yes.
Or on that other side, once they heal, they know absolutely, positively, this is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely would say that. There's a high percentage of those that have been traumatized that they become the abuser. They
Yes.
become the abuser.
Exactly.
You can either go either way. You can either, learn from it and become the person that's really afraid or apprehensive of people, and then there are some that become the person that abused them.
If it happened to me, you'll get over it.
Yes. It's even like right. A lot of kids that have been molested and penetrated as a kid. See, later on at 10 and 11, when normal kids ain't thinking about sex or getting
right,
somewhere in their body has been touched, and that's what I think people miss. They don't understand is you have touched a place in them now that desires that feeling, much like a grown person. When we have been aroused in a way, they've hit a place of arousal. And now, which it does not seem normal for a 10 or a 12-year-old, here's this person that's humping on people or humping on the stuffed animals and humping on this because that feeling that place has been touched in them. And now they're out there with it like it's normal. It seems like the normal thing to do. And see, what Tiffany did is she groomed those kids.
Absolutely.
Much like a pervert or a pedophile.
Yep.
She groomed them into making them, hey, it's going to be okay because we're doing it for Nickelodeon. Or whatever she told them to get them to participate in this foolishness.
Yep.
She's made it like this is okay. So she did just what a pedophile would do. You groomed them into making them do this sick ass shit.
Yep.
Yeah, because they accused them of sexual battery, sexual harassment,
Absolutely.
Sexual abuse of
All
minors.
of that. Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 types of harassment. There's verbal, visual, and physical harassment, and they suffer from all 3. So they were seeking specific monetary compensation. And when it first broke, Aries Spears was saying, and I think both of their attorneys were saying, this is shakedown.
Yeah, yeah. They're just, it's about the money. They're blackmailing, blah, blah, blah. But you can't blackmail if you don't put yourself in that position.
Exactly.
Like these are. I mean, granted the sister is grown and the brother is turning 18 now, I believe, right? Compared to when it happened, it is. And it's not the mom that filed the charges. It's the older daughter who was not involved, but now she had custody of her 2 siblings because her mom lost custody. So it was her that actually took them to court. I think about it and I feel bad for them because even in the position that they're in now, as far as like with the court and now is dismissed or whatever, because they privately settled out of court, they're still going to have to deal with that for the rest of their life because it's out. Anybody can go on a certain social media site and type in that info and it's right there for the world to see of what Aries Spears was doing and what Tiffany was doing, and you know, like that's a lot. That's a lot of trauma that they're going to have to push through. And this is how kids become confused at an early age or even when they become adults, because in their mind they think that this is normal behavior because of what transpired as a child. Like they
trusted her. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that grooming part comes in. It's always somebody that you trust. You know, we're teaching these kids stranger danger when the danger is coming from people that they know. From people family members, people that are really close. And here's these kids that trusted this woman. Like you said, they called her auntie. And then you do this sick ass stuff to them.
Yeah, they allege that Tiffany lied to the mother. They had an intent to isolate the boy. And him to be molested by Aries.
Wow. And I can't even say that it was just, low-key joke because there's other videos of Aries where he's doing stuff with men, That
one where he was kissing the dude. Yeah.
So it's like,
I think it was very poor judgment.
Yeah. Some people go too far for a laugh. That's a prime example of going too far for a laugh. It ain't funny. It wasn't cute. And now you looking stupid.
Yeah.
Real stupid. And you might end up losing a whole lot of money, a whole lot of jobs behind your dumb decision.
Well, Aries said that he already thought that his career was over. And, he shared that his mother supported him, and I think she texted him something, words of encouragement, and I think it was TMZ that caught up with Tiffany, and she said
she lost everything.
She has no job. She has nothing, no work at all. As a mother, and you find out that the lady you entrusted your friend, your children with, did this to your babies. How do you feel?
I would definitely have to practice my anger management techniques because I would want to beat her ass. You didn't like you said, this is somebody I trusted, and you went like, and clearly you didn't tell me this. I'm finding this out now. So, when you mess with people's babies, that's a whole different level of how we gonna deal with you. So I'm disappointed because I was a fan, and to see that she would go to this and like that. I know this was this early in her career, or so was she already out there? Because I don't understand what she would make.
She was out there, but she wasn't. She didn't have that that stardom yet. Yes. Until a few years later when she did the girls trip or girls whatever.
That's what put her on the map.
Like 2016, 2017. So this was like 2 years prior, but she was out there on the comic strip, like out there already because all the comedians knew who she was already. She was already out there for that. But at that time, Aries was the known one, right? But if that was my quote unquote friend, she would get her ass whooped because I'm real protective of my daughter. My kids, real protective. Like I've been like that since the day she came into this world. It's why I move different. It's why there's nobody's really allowed to come to our place of residence. Like, it's why she was always taught, you don't owe nobody a hug. You don't have to do, like, she's taught to be herself and not have to feel, weird about it.
Yes.
You ain't got to kiss nobody. You ain't got to hug nobody. Nobody's allowed to touch you. Here. Nobody. Like, she's that. So if that was my daughter and that particular person is supposed to be my friend and I find out, we're going to have a discussion. We're going to have a private discussion. We don't need to go viral for it. But the next time you see her, she probably going to be wearing a whole bunch of makeup or something, because we definitely going to have a discussion. Like, because it's not okay, so.
Yeah, you just took my children's innocence away from them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to function in a normal manner for the rest of their lives. They may have negativity towards their sexuality, how they interact via intimacy. Yeah, some things you got to be willing to go to jail for.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm going to need you to put your title up for your house.
Yeah.
Please send me a box, because
Right.
it's going down. My advice to her was to stay as far away from me as possible, and you better hope that the police get to you before I do, because like Neisha say, I don't play about mine.
And see, here's the thing, the guilt that the mother must feel, that she handed her children over to this woman that she trusted for her to do this, what she did right here. So there's a part of her that's feeling guilty, I'm sure, that here I am trusting this woman and she done violated my children this way.
So that's an extra slap.
Oh man, you getting, you getting dealt with.
And see, the cool thing about it is that Tiffany Haddish, she's an advocate for foster homes.
Exactly.
She's an advocate for
Scratch that.
for children that have lost their way or somebody has harmed. So that didn't even come to your mind.
Yeah.
Cute.
I don't know who presented these skits to each other,
Yeah.
but once we got to talking about it,
I would have
Come on.
No,
It's like, did the light
Dude.
bulb ever come
Yeah.
on?
Right.
Yeah.
where in here somewhere did you find any humor, especially with Me Too?
Yes.
And Me Too, like we said, they were coming for black people. White people were getting away with similar things, but they're coming for black people. But like I said, once I read the script, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm going to have to pass on
Yes.
this. Good luck to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't care how much money it is. Certain things just ain't. And this is not something that they got paid for, was it?
No,
It never
because
even hit the-
No, because they quote unquote nipped the whole idea. They nipped the whole thing afterwards because they said, no, it just
Might
don't
be
work.
too
They
much.
supposedly they had told the mom, like, yeah, no, it didn't work out. We decided to scrap the whole thing.
I think that there was one of them that they sent somewhere, and they was like, nah.
The Vine,
Yeah.
Vine,
They were like,
which is no longer around anymore.
Right.
But yeah, when it went on Vine, it didn't stay on long because people was, like,
Yeah,
oh,
'cause
hell
Vine
no.
stuff is
And
really
they
risque
shut
and
it,
kinda-
They shut it down, and then after you didn't hear any more about it until now, where it like now you got to see everything, and it's like, you guys thought that was funny.
Because they tried to do this before. They brought up charges before a few years back, and they just kind of threw it out. And so then the sister picked it back up. But yeah, all money ain't good money. and to think about Tiffany, she was, wasn't she a host for the Kids Say the Darndest Things?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
on there with them babies.
So now you have to, and I think the reason why she settled is she doesn't have to register as a
Sex
Yeah.
offender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody can bring their children around.
Yeah. And the thing is, they probably are gonna have to scrap those shows because who feels
That's why
comfortable watching that?
That's why she said she lost
Yeah.
everything. And then because she had a few movies that was supposed to come out. I know she did. She was supposed to do FloJo.
Right.
I
She'll
know
be
she was
back living in that
She was
car.
working out for FloJo.
Yep. I know she was supposed to be doing like quite a few that was supposed to come out. And FloJo probably could have got her an Oscar depending on how good she played the role.
Right.
So
Ooh, she just see. That's what I say when you make poor decisions, not thinking stuff through, and seeing that. Yeah. I don't see how they could have ever thought that anything was okay with that.
Final thoughts?
I'm just disgusted. I really am because, like I said, I was a fan of hers, and to know that she was stooped to this level. And Aries Spears, he's always been a weirdo and kind of ugh. So I'm not totally surprised as I am with her, but just think before you do stuff. This is a prime example of poor judgment, poor just a lack of you just crossed the line, and we got to do better about that. It's already hard enough keeping our kids safe, and then you got to worry about your friend, your homegirl, the girl. It's just not cool.
Yeah, for me, I would just say all money ain't good money. Stop trying to do things for virals and likes or whatever. Leave the kids alone. Like, kids are innocent. Stop stealing the innocence, because it takes a lot of work, even as adults, to get through our childhood.
Yes,
and although we're supposed to, as adults, be focusing on the real world, a lot of us are still stuck in what happened to us in our childhood. And something like that is a life-changing thing. It's something that you'll have to deal with for the rest of your life. Especially knowing that we have social media today, so anybody and everybody can see what happened to you. Be careful with who you allow your kids to be around. Not everybody is worthy of being around your children, even the ones you call friends, or you have called your kids. You have your kids call auntie and uncles and cousins and whatnot. Be real careful. Protect the babies, because they didn't ask to be here and they don't deserve to be harmed. Nobody does, to be honest, but protect them. And stop doing stuff for jokes that really, it's not even funny. It's disgusting. Stealing somebody's innocence by way of what Aries did in some of those videos that I saw, with the squirting the oil on the baby and touching him inappropriately, and all these different things that was going on in those videos. It's not funny. It's disgusting. It is. And move smarter, everybody. Don't take, all money ain't good money. Put it that way. All money ain't good money. It's okay to say no. That I don't think that's a good idea. And that's my final thought.
Final thought. Teach your babies to tell. Teach your babies to tell anything that they feel uncomfortable about. Question your children. Even if you have the ones that are not talkative. How was your day? What happened today? For anybody that deals with children, if a child tells you they feel uncomfortable, if a child tells them, tells you to stop, you're supposed to stop. Put yourself in those children's shoes. Think about, would you want your babies to be in a role that you place other children's babies in? I'm getting choked up, because that was some fucked up shit y'all did. And I hope you never, ever get a job again. Because once the story broke, you should have admitted it. We're supposed to be adults. You should have been, they shouldn't have to even go through this the second time. You should have admitted it, did what you have to do, say you're sorry, apologize, get them some counseling. But you didn't. You made them victims twice. That's my final thought. BGP, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Hit that like button for us. Until the next episode, we're out.